Label that June 7th. Look at that for a minute. You know what I mean? June 7th? That's launch day. And you are all going to launch on June 7th. Everybody's going to take off on June 7th. That happens as you walk across the stage. But let me tell you a story. When I was a brand new teacher right out of college, I lived in Orangeburg. I was teaching high school there. And I had a brand new 1976 Mustang II. That was my college graduation present. Actually, my father paid the down payment. I gave me the coupon book to pay the rest of the payments. But it was a real sweet little car. White, had a red stripe at the bottom, red interior, really nice little car. So I went to get gas one day, and it was like a 7-Eleven kind of a place. And I drove up at the gas station and went to fill up the car, filled it up, and then started driving off the lot. And I did not even get to the stop sign at the end of that street before the car died. I mean, died. It wouldn't go, rah, rah, rah. It wouldn't do anything. It was dead. So I didn't know what to do. I was young. I called my daddy in Sumter and said, well, I don't know what to do. And so he drove to Orangeburg. We had to have it towed. Turns out that gas that I pumped had trash in it. And that will happen. Here's a little side piece of advice. If you ever see a tanker filling up the underground storage tanks of gas, do not pump gas. If they're just finishing, do not pump gas from that, because the force of that gasoline going into that underground tank stirs up all the sediment and stuff that has settled to the bottom, and you pump gas while it's up in there and you can get in trouble. There was trash in my fuel line. The whole fuel line had to be taken off, replaced. And so, you know, I have all of my life been concerned with intelligence, knowledge, and wisdom. Those are three things that I bet we have in common. I bet that you are concerned about those things too. I know how to grow my knowledge. I know how to grow my intelligence. I did not know how to grow in wisdom. So it has taken me a lifetime of seeking that out and learning how to grow in wisdom till I finally figured it all out. And here's the secret. To become wise, you have to be very reflective and analytical. So when things happen to you or you're a part of something, it's not just something that you just move on. You need to look at it and say, what's my takeaway? Is there a life lesson that I can take from that? Is there something I can build on that and have as a mantra that I understand that will help me in decisions in the future? Well, here's my takeaway that I came up with from my gas experience. When you put trash in your fuel, you will not reach your destination. Now that sounds really simple, right? But it's very true. Here's trash. Procrastination. Bad decisions. Minimal effort. Laziness. You know where I'm going with that. That's trash. Now, the people who are putting trash in their fuel will launch. We'll all launch. I got off of the gas station. My car launched. But I did not get where I was going. And that's the same thing that happens to people who put metaphorical trash in their fuel. And while all those people walk across the stage with you on June 7th, they're all going to take off. But some have been putting trash in their fuel. And they're not going to get to their destination. And here's another thing about that. When you make those kinds of decisions, and this is, let me just tell you, if you hadn't already figured it out, you could probably tell me, this is going to be the hardest semester ever. This is when you absolutely do not want to be here. I get that. Your eyes are out here in college. You've got those acceptance letters, you are ready to go. And I'm telling you, I want your eyes to be there. Because if you have separation anxiety from Dutch Fork High School, we have a problem. We really want you to go. We really do. We've been preparing you all along. And your parents are weeping and crying because you're going to leave home. But really and truly, it's a hard separation, but they really want you to go too. They really do. They don't want you around when you're 35 and, you know, like Howard Wolowitz, just can't leave home. You know, they really want you to go. So we understand that it's separation is hard, but with your eyes out there, understanding that this chunk of time is so important. Let me just use this last weekend as an example. Both Clemson and South Carolina, when they got to the fourth quarter, weren't winning. If they had decided in the last quarter, we're tired of this, the outcome of those games would be entirely different. If they had decided on that last down not to try to get in the end zone, they wouldn't have. This is your last quarter. And there's so many seniors who say, all right, so my last quarter, my last bit there, I've got my college acceptance, I've worked hard all this time, I deserve to just slide and take it easy. I have earned that. And I am here to tell you, no, you have not. The only people I know who have earned that are my 85-year-old mother and my 87-year-old father, who, if they want to sit in a rocking chair and watch trash on TV all day long, they deserve it. They've earned it. I have not earned it yet. I have not worked all that is required of me in my life. I have not yet. I do not yet deserve to just take it easy. I still owe you the very best I have. I mean, how fair would it be to you if I said, shoot, I've been doing this for 34 years. We're just going to sit and watch movies the rest of the year. You might think that would be fun and awesome, and then you get into a college class and think, I was cheated. Yeah, was not so much fun. So this is a decision. This is that chunk of time. And here's another little glimpse. What you do in those moments of tough decisions, you have a paper to write, an application to fill out, a task your parents have asked you to do, something to do for your family, whatever it is, and you don't want to do it. And this is a time in your life where you don't want to do it more than ever before. Am I right? The choice that you make to do it or not do it, to do it well or do it just enough to get by, is going to be a very strong indicator of how you will do it in this chunk of your first semester. Because if you slide over here, it's like, I know you